Here's the deal. Most entrepreneurs, small business owners, are going to plan in 12-month cycles. They start in January, they end in December. It's the same loop year after year after year. You start in January, you're super motivated. By March, you're off track. And by September, you're probably saying, well, you know what? There's always next year. Here's the shift. Instead of just setting short-term goals, what if you wrote a letter to yourself, your future self, 10 years ahead? Or maybe even if you want to really challenge yourself, 20 years ahead, describing the business and life that you would have in a perfect world. What would that look like? That's what I call the 10-year letter. Today, I'm going to show you how to write that, the steps that you need to take right now to be able to go through that, and to pull out the themes that really matter, how it hits home, and how you can have a better business by focusing on your 10-year letter. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the business planning process. And the reason that it's one of my favorite parts is because when we write things down and we cast this vision, one of the things we start realizing is that it actually gives us this roadmap in this direction of where we're actually heading to. So many of us, we get into our business, we wake up every single morning, and we know we want to grow. We know we want to have a solid business, but the real question is, where are we headed to? What is the direction we're really going in? So let's start with why vision comes first. Strategy without vision is like tactics without any kind of purpose. You might be busy, you might try to look for self-fulfillment, you might even be productive, but you're not necessarily moving the needle towards anything. Now, here's the thing. When you're in business, one of the things that you and I both know, there's no automatic retirement plan. And so that's why we need to think 10 years ahead or 20 years ahead and really start thinking about what's that going to look like. If you want to actually make change, do you want to be in the same position you are in today in 10 years from now? Now, the 10-year letter actually solves that problem because it actually forces you to take a step back, zoom out on the full picture, and imagine what the end game would look like. Do you even want to be in this business, or is this a kind of business that you're building up to sell? And if so, what are the things that you actually need to be doing today to make sure that you can achieve that? So think about it. If you don't know what kind of business you want to have in 10 years from now, then how could you know what you need to be doing today? And how could you know what you need to actually be building right now to be able to accomplish that? This isn't fluff, by the way. This is a vision. This is so that you can be able to know exactly what direction that you need to be able to go in and what you need to be paying attention to, and also what you need to be ignoring in your business. Here's the exercise, and here's exactly how to write it. So you're going to write a letter to yourself 10 years in the future. Here are the guidelines. So I want you to write it in the present time and as if you're already living that life. So you're not writing to your dear future self, you're actually writing it as if today is 2035. So that's 10 years from now, and I want you to cover the key areas in your business. So I want you to think about, number one, your business. What does your business look like? How big is it? How does it run? What is your current position? What are your responsibilities? Who works for you right now? Then I want you to think about your income. How much are you earning? What is your net worth? Think about your team. Who's around you? What's the culture like? What about your lifestyle? Where are you living? How much time off do you have? How do you spend your time? What about your family? What does home life look like? How much time are you spending with your family? Think about that. That's the stuff that's really important, and that's the stuff that really hits the heart. Then I want you to think about your impact. What are you known for? What's the legacy that you're leaving? And here's the key. I want you to be very, very specific about it. And I want you to make it very emotional and very special to you. Don't just say, I run a successful business. Say, I run a $10 million business that runs without me. I spend 3 months in the year in the Maldives or in the south of Italy with my family, and I'm known in my industry for building leaders. That's something that you can really own. Now, the more detail you add, the more real that it's actually going to become. Once you've actually written your letter, you're going to start noticing that things are going to start repeating. And these things are what I call anchors. They're your non-negotiables and the things that actually really matter. And examples of common anchors are going to be freedom, so time, money, or location freedom, so being able to move around. Scale, so you want a bigger business, you want more clients, or you want extended reach. You're going to think about impact, so serving a specific community or changing an industry or giving back, so how that can actually impact on a broader sense. And then the next one is going to be balance. So how much are you working, protecting family time, protecting health, protecting personal growth. These are the things that are actually going to matter. So your job is to pull the 3, 4, 5 different anchors or the things that matter most to you. Why? Because these are actually going to become your decision filters. And going forward, every single time that you're going to make a decision, you're going to go through these filters to determine whether or not it matches or aligns with these values. These anchors are now going to become your values. Every shiny object, every fork in the road, you're going to run it through. And if it doesn't align, guess what? It's a no. Now we're going to reverse engineer it. So essentially, we're going to bring it back to the present, and now you've got this 10-year vision. How do you turn it into action today? Break this 10-year into a 3-year chunk. So where do I need to be in 3 years to be able to accomplish this 10-year chunk? Then we're going to break this 3 years into a 1-year goal, and then we're going to ask ourselves what has to be true in order for this to be the bigger picture by December 31st every single year. Then we're going to break these down into action items. What do I need to be doing on a regular basis to be able to accomplish this? And we're going to break these into quarterly priorities. So what do I need to accomplish every single quarter to be able to make sure that it's adding up to the bigger picture? When you work backwards, it suddenly becomes achievable. It suddenly becomes attainable. That $10 million business doesn't get built overnight, but it gets built 1 quarter at a time. And then you can start seeing that big picture. Here's the bottom line. When you start writing through your 10-year vision and you break that down into your 3-year, your 1-year, your 90-day goals, your large vision starts becoming attainable and starts becoming realistic. And now you have concrete steps that you can actually build on. And everything you do starts feeling less and less random and more intentional. Your business becomes a lot more intentional. So here's my challenge. Write your 10-year letter this week. Make it super powerful. Don't overthink it. Just get it on paper. And if you want a free template that I use, send me a DM on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to send it to you. And if you like what you saw in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, come back for more. Every single week, we're going to be doing more business tips to make sure that you can plan for an incredible end of quarter and a phenomenal 2026.